Okay, so today I'm here to talk about ovarian cancer with a woman named Jenni at Partland. She was diagnosed in 1986 with a tumour which then led to ovarian cancer. So what made you go to the doctor?
I always had problem with period. I'd have period pains and no one could diagnose anything. This went on for, say 15 years of constant pain. So, and this particular time when I did go to a doctor, I was lucky enough to get a female doctor who asked a few more questions and booked me in for a test. And that's when we found it.
So what was the test that she
We did a laparoscopy, and when they'd done the laparoscopy they found a tumour about this big on my uterus. When I was booked in for investigative surgery.
So how long after that surgery did it turn into ovarian cancer?
It was already diagnosed because when they opened me up, they told me that the cancer had gone right through. From my right hand side, it started in my right ovary. It had gone all the way through and was probably about that far away from my bowel, so I was very lucky.
How old were you?
I was 26.
You were 26?
Yeah.
How did you feel taking the tests?
Taking the tests, I'd say I was optimistic because of the doctors who I was seeing. I felt comfortable with them, so I felt optimistic. But it wasn't until after they told me, after the first night when they told me that it was cancer. So, but I had the best care at Westmead Hospital in Sydney. I was very lucky.
How did the test results make you feel emotionally, physically and mentally?
Emotionally it was devastating because I knew I couldn't have a child. And that was the first thing. The second thing was I was worried that it was near the bowel as well. And I don't know if it was an equal first and second, but I just didn't feel like a woman anymore. And that was really hard to cope with. Because there was still more cancer, so I had to go and have more surgery done. And then I had radiation as well.
So how long between the two surgeries were there?
Probably about 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Oh wow, so not very long.
Yeah.
And then how long did the radiation go?
For 7 weeks.
7 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you feel during radiation?
I didn't eat, I didn't drink. I just vomited up if I did.
So how long after the radiation did it take you to sort of feel like you're getting back to normal?
Probably, I got the news 18 months after I'd finished the radiation. I got the all clear from the doctor. I jumped on, kissed him, everything. I was just going mad. He was such a great doctor. I'd probably say 18 months, but mentally it took longer. Probably took about 5 years. Mentally to get over it.
Did you see anyone professionally about that?
I had some counselling from the hospital, but then I moved back up to Brisbane.
Okay. So you felt strong enough while you were recovering?
To do that, but not physical work.
But it's not physical work?
No.
So how long was it before you started doing more physical things?
Probably 2.5 years after it.
So did you start exercising?
I was always exercising, I always had to go to physio. So that was good. But the travelling was getting a bit much because I was living in New South Wales. I was living sort of like south of Newcastle on the Lake Macquarie end, and I had to go to Sydney. So it was a big thing to go by the train and everything like that.
How long was that, an hour and a half?
A bit longer. All the time you get to the station, everything like that. Yeah, it's a lot of travel. So I was going once every 3 months to see the doctor.
Okay. How did you being diagnosed with ovarian cancer affect the people around you?
The man who I was with, it affected him very, very strongly. Because after he finished, all he could say was, Jen, finally found a woman I really love and you can't give me a child. And it affected him that way, but, you know, it affected me worse.
Yes.
But,
Was
no.
that just the guilt that you couldn't...
Yeah.
How do you feel now, reflecting on your journey from when you were diagnosed and through all the surgeries and radiation and your relationships to now? Even the relationship with your own body?
It's an ongoing thing. You have to be aware of everything. The hormone replacement that I was on for 20 years. And then there was a scare about it because women were developing breast cancer from it. Alright, so my doctor, who had been my doctor for 20 years, I said to her, I'm going off that. She said, well, that's your choice, Jenny. I said, well, yeah, I'm going off it. And then not long after that, I developed a lump on my breast, and the male doctor who I had to see at the time, he wouldn't do anything. He's going, oh no. So anyway,
so he wouldn't check it for you?
No, he wouldn't touch it.
Wow.
Being a Chinese male doctor. Something like that.
It was a cultural...
Well, and he gave me some antibiotics, and he said, you know, come back next week. The next week my female normal doctor was there. She seen me, she said, Jenny, I said, what? She said, mate, you got to go, you know, like, you got to do something about this. I went, yeah. So I had a breast screen done. But when I had the breast screen done, they actually burst the cyst.
Oh, the pressure.
Burst the cyst, and it went through my body. And then where the site was, it all was infected. When I seen my doctor after that, she said, when you're going straight to hospital. So I had to go in the hospital. That night they cut a big chunk of my breast, took that out. There was no cancer or anything like that, but you just have to be aware. In our family, bowel cancer is most common. We've all been told have a colonoscopy, you know, every 2 years, which I do. And just to keep on top of things like that, because our dad died of bowel cancer and all his family, so just gotta so just keep trying to because if it came back, I don't think I'd find it. So, but I'm well aware of everything, so if anything does look suspicious, I go to a doctor. And they know. So I have regular blood tests and take the medication. That's all I can do.
Do you have any advice for anyone?
Yes. Any girl who's got any problem with their periods, go and have a pap smear test done. Just go and do it. I had numerous done, but because of my cancer it was a different matter. But that's the most important thing. Because I think probably in my time in the early 80s, say in late 70s, I don't think a pap smear as such was done, if you maybe can able to understand that. As to what is done now when you do have an internal or anything like that, it's much more than what was done that many years ago.
Okay. Well, definitely. Now these days I know that they haven't got an early detection test, but they have a blood test which is CO125, and they do a vaginal ultrasound. So from the advice I've been given, a pap smear, they can't tell by a pap smear either. So it's just weird. I had 3 laparoscopies done. So what's a laparoscopy?
Laparoscopy is when they go in through your navel. You go down the fallopian tubes and all that, and use a little camera, and they can have a look inside if there's any blockages or anything like that. So I've had 3 of them done during this time and earlier, and it was the last one that found it.
Was it painful?
After the surgery it was extremely painful.
What did it feel like?
Because I had staples, and I'm still in hospital. I'd had my surgery, I got staples in me, and it's Christmas Eve, and I'm like, I want to go home, And they said, right Jenny, we'll let you go home if you let us take out every second staple. And I went, alright. And And I'm there doing it and I'm going, ow, 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 ow. It was straight up there. And I'm just going, ow, ow, ow. So they did that and I was allowed to go home, but I had to go back 2 days later. Yeah. So it was good to be home. So yeah, it was good to stay home.
So now with your health, what would you say your approach is to your health now? And your life? I'm aware,
and I like especially make other girls aware, definitely. Just got to live a day at a time, trying to do the best you can. Just the other things that are getting me now. In those days, look at the odds, so I said I'll beat it. Yeah, so my sister's good, so she only had topical cancer, so that was alright. So she's had no problems. No one else in my family's had any problems as far as I know. Yeah, so.
Okay, thank you for joining us.
No worries.